potato.
Elspeth Hussey here with 7 Adelaide's afternoon news. Making news this hour, chilling new details in the hunt for a gang of home invaders who left a leading Adelaide doctor fighting for life. Dramatic scenes as an Adelaide woman accused of killing her own parents with fatal insulin doses fronts court. A young mother killed in a horror crash near Kapunda. Heartbreaking tributes from her father and fiancé. The shock health benefit linked to a controversial weight loss drug. And gathering momentum, footy fans snap up tickets for Gather Round in record time. Several clashes already sold out.
Live from Adelaide, 7 News starts now.
Good afternoon. Major crime detectives are closing in on a gang of violent criminals who bashed a highly respected surgeon inside his Gilberton home. Police believe the same thugs are responsible for more than a dozen home invasions and car thefts across Adelaide in recent days. Hannah Ford has this story.
36 hours after the horrific home invasion here, detectives remain in this Gilberton street, piecing together the wanted men's movements. Police believe at least 5 people were spotted on James Street yesterday morning around the time intensive care paediatrician Dr Michael Jung was critically injured. Some of the suspects were in a black BMW being driven slowly. Those same 5 people are believed to be involved in home invasions and car thefts at Medindi, Henley Beach, Fulham, West Lakes and Tennyson. But exactly how many more are involved in this crime rampage and the violent assault on the 61-year-old is now being investigated by every major crime detective, who are being assisted by officers from Operation Mandrake, a specialised task force set up to investigate young gang crime. Police don't know if Dr Jung confronted his attackers yesterday, but they do know he was likely targeted for his car.
I hope that we can get an outcome for the family in this matter, but that doesn't take away the terrible suffering that the family are experiencing at the moment, and the injuries to Michael.
Michael Jung is an outstanding South Australian that has looked after our children in their times of most need, and to see this tragedy unfold is incredibly confronting.
Police say it's hard to know exactly how many offenders they're looking for, as the gang's numbers are always changing. Dr Jung remains in the Royal Adelaide Hospital in a critical condition, with family by his side.
There have been 10 scenes as a Craigmore woman accused of murdering her elderly parents with fatal insulin doses fronted court. It's the first time Raylene Polymiatis has been seen in public since she was released from prison. Deanna Williams has the story.
Raylene Polymiatis is confined to her son's northern suburbs home and is only allowed to leave for doctor's appointments and court appearances.
Today, it was the latter. Wearing a mask, Raylene Polymiatis walked into court through the front doors for the first time since her arrest, her lawyer by her side. The 62-year-old removed her masks for the short hearing when the prosecutor confirmed they would be proceeding with the 2 counts of murder, and needed longer than usual to prepare for the next hearing, where Polymiatis will officially enter a plea. She said that was because her father's post-mortem won't be available until the end of March at the earliest. The magistrate told Polymiatis her bail would continue and urged her to stay in touch with her lawyer. She left the court a short time later, flanked by her husband, who tried to shield her from our cameras.
Ms Polymiatis, those charges are going ahead. Will you be maintaining your innocence?
Polymiatis is charged with murdering her elderly parents Brenda and Linton Anderson by injecting them with fatal doses of her own insulin. The 94-year-olds died a year apart. Neither of them were diabetic. Polymiatis was granted release on home detention bail following a series of Supreme Court hearings during which she collapsed in the cells, and it was claimed she was sabotaging her own health while in custody.
Polymiatis' next court date is in 5 months.
The father of a northern suburbs woman killed in a horror smash near Kapunda last night has told 7 News of his heartbreak. As Mitchell Sariovsky reports, Tanisha Steer is being remembered as selfless and caring.
Tanisha Steer was driving here along Maribel Road at Allendale North last night when she lost control, her Mitsubishi slamming into a tree. The 25-year-old's devastated dad David still coming to terms with the unimaginable tragedy.
I think I slept for maybe 3 hours last night because my crying so hard and just weeping so hard.
Tanisha leaves behind her loving fiancé Luke and 1-year-old son Tatum. The proud mother's being remembered this afternoon as a sweet and caring person who was always the life of the party.
Mum still got it.
But for a grieving dad, she'll always be his baby girl.
So I was just so looking forward to walking her down the aisle. That emotional roller coaster is going to be rolling for quite some time.
Tanisha's partner rushed to the scene after an automated collision alert was sent to his phone. The road was blocked off when he got there. He paid tribute today. "I love you forever, my beautiful girl," and this from her grandma. "Taken so young, our hearts will be forever broken."
It's going to be hard, but I think I have maybe just enough strength to get through it.
Major crash officers are now investigating what happened leading up to the crash. An online fundraiser has been launched to help the family pay for Tanisha's funeral and support her fiancé and son.
The impact of SA's wild summer storms is still being felt, with thousands without power and nearly a dozen schools forced to close. Crews have been flat out all day clearing debris around the city, including at McGill, where a crane had to be brought in to remove a trio of trees that fell on David Wilde's home. They were uprooted by gusty winds. Businesses are still counting the cost of being forced to close, and some customers aren't expected to have their power back on until 4 a.m. A 25-year-old Clearview woman has blown almost 5 times the legal limit after crashing her car into a family's home at Paraka. Security cameras captured the Audi and a second vehicle just moments before the impact. Hayden Nelson reports.
Well, there were dramatic scenes here last night when the accused drunk driver slammed into this Paraka home. Neighbours called 000 just before midnight when the Audi sedan smashed into a home. Moments earlier, security cameras captured 2 vehicles driving down Henderson Avenue around 11:40. The Audi careering off the road as the 25-year-old woman tried to turn onto Collins Court. Residents rushed outside after hearing the impact. They say the woman behind the wheel was shaken but otherwise okay.
You know, she just surrendered herself. She knew she was in the wrong. She was the one that called the police on herself because she knew she was in the wrong. She's grateful no one was severely hurt.
Police breath tested the 25-year-old Clearview woman who returned a blood alcohol reading of .247, almost 5 times the legal limit. SES crews were called in to check for structural damage while the car was towed from the scene, bound for the impound yard. The driver's been banned from getting back behind the wheel for at least 12 months.
The family of a teenager killed in a tragic crash at Second Valley has told 7 News of the pain of his death, saying it's immeasurable. 16-year-old Benji Weenink was a passenger in this Toyota Hilux that rolled on Sunday afternoon. He died at the scene while 4 of his mates were injured. His family says they don't blame the P-plate driver.
I'm deeply saddened that he's no longer with us, but I'm also very thankful for the 16 years that we spent with him. God bless him. Our hearts go out to his friends and their families who were with him when he passed away, and I would give up everything I had to see him one more time.
An online campaign has already raised thousands of dollars for his family. A knife-wielding man's been arrested after trashing a service station in the city. Police were called to the West Terrace OTR just before 1:30 this morning, following reports the suspect had damaged property inside the store. Officers quickly took the 37-year-old from Ethelton into custody, and he's facing court today. The television producer responsible for the project's interview with Brittany Higgins has testified at the Bruce Lerriman defamation trial. He's been questioned about Ms Higgins' photo of a bruise on her leg. Paul Caddak's covering the case.
Good afternoon. This trial has zeroed in on the lead-up to Brittany Higgins' television interview, what she told Network 10 staffers and what they did before the broadcast. Producer for the project, Angus Llewellyn, questioned over the photo of a bruise Brittany Higgins gave them, saying it was caused by her alleged sexual assault in 2019 and taken days afterwards. But the timestamp showed it was a screenshot taken the morning they met in 2021. Did you ask to see the original? I presume that was the original. Did you ask asked to check the metadata. No, saying he had no reason to believe it wasn't anything other than what Higgins had told them it was. You knew the one piece of physical evidence supplied to you could not be verified, which is why we had a statutory declaration saying they only used the photograph once Higgins signed that declaration. The photo did not make or break the story. Lerriman's lawyers suggesting you failed in your obligation to check the credibility of the source and her evidence in respect to this photograph. I would disagree with that. He also denied it was unreasonable to put it to air. Brittany Higgins speculating her phone may have been remote wiped by the government, deleting messages and photos Lerriman's lawyer suggested was, quote, nonsensical. Llewellyn says he didn't take it seriously. His view was the story should avoid the issue because it raised unanswerable questions. Other evidence shows Lisa Wilkinson had queried why, if Higgins says screenshots had been wiped from her phone, the bruise photo was still there. Bruce Lerriman is suing Network 10 and Lisa Wilkinson over the project broadcast. The trial continues.
Residents in far north Queensland are bracing for the impact of Cyclone Jasper, which is expected to make landfall early tomorrow afternoon. Evacuation centres have been set up with last-minute preparations underway. Joel Dry reports.
Well, this is the community of Machin's Beach, just to the north of Cairns, and it is one of a number of centres that Council has deemed to be in the red zone under threat from storm surge. Some 35,000 residents have now been told to prepare to evacuate to a number of evacuation centres that have been set up. It has to be said, though, a great majority of the people in those red zones are preparing to stay. They say they feel comfortable with the situation. They've been sandbagging, boarding up their homes. They have supplies and are looking likely to just ride it out.
I've been here for many, many years, and you just don't treat it as anything but serious and being prepared.
Cyclone Jasper is currently a Category 1, still expected to build to a Category 2 when it makes landfall sometime tomorrow morning. It will have some severe impacts. The airport is scheduled to close from tonight at 7:45 is the last flight out. People being told do not come to the airport tomorrow. Services won't resume until Thursday. The other big issue is, of course, the rain that is likely to come. There are some centres that may receive as much as half a metre of rain in a 24-hour period. That brings with it the threat of flash flooding. The track map of Cyclone Jasper now has it crossing the coast north of Port Douglas, but the warning zone is a vast stretch of coastline. Winds expected to reach well over 100 kilometres an hour. We think we'll start to feel the first impacts from later this evening.
Queensland has found its new Premier in current Deputy Stephen Miles. Miles has a clear path to victory in a caucus vote after Health Minister Shannon Fentiman withdrew from the race. He replaces the retiring Anastasia Palaszczuk.
That a government I lead will be absolutely focused on the task of helping Queenslanders every single day in every way we possibly can.
Treasurer Cameron Dick will step in as the Sunshine State's deputy. Miles will wait until after Friday's caucus meeting before deciding on a cabinet. Optus has been rocked by another outage, with service cut to thousands of people overnight. The network crashed around 6:30 p.m, leaving customers unable to place calls for hours. Some users were further incensed when told to simply turn their phone on and off again. The telco has since resolved the issue. The use of cash in Australia has nosedived as more and more people switch to digital forms of payment. The Reserve Bank Governor says the decline of cash could see more ATMs removed, even warning consumers may one day be charged to use banknotes. Rob Scott reports.
In her last speech of the year, Reserve Bank Governor Michelle Bullock warned that cash is going the way of the chequebook, with the share of cash payments plummeting from 70% in 2007 to just 13% last year. The big switch to tap and go and digital wallets accelerating during the pandemic. The collapse in the use of banknotes is putting strain on the entire payment system, with banks closing more branches and removing ATMs. Even Australia's biggest cash transporter, Armaguard, is struggling to stay afloat. Despite the fall in use, the RBA Governor says cash remains an important form of payment, especially as a backup when electronic systems go down. And the bank wants to see customers given reasonable access to banknotes.
The challenge with cash is that it really does have a big community aura attached to it. if you try to charge people to use cash, they're prepared to pay to get it out of an ATM, but if businesses started charging people to use cash, I suspect there would be a very big backlash.
Acknowledging soaring interest rates and inflation have made this a particularly tough year, Ms Bullock is hopeful things will get better in 2024. That as the Albanese government prepares to release its mid-year economic update tomorrow. The headline, Labor has found another $10 billion in savings and spending reprioritisations, which it says will help to ease inflation. But the Finance Minister says don't expect any new cost of living relief.
One thing we have been really conscious of is not adding to the inflation challenges in the economy. We don't want to be making decisions that actually make the Reserve Bank's job harder.
The update will also show interest payments on debt have now overtaken the NDIS as the fastest growing pressure on the budget, costing $80 billion more over the coming decade.
Next year's AFL Gather Round is shaping up to be a blockbuster with more than 100,000 tickets sold in the first 24 hours. 3 of the 9 matches are already sold out, with a third of tickets snapped up by interstate visitors. The AFL says 60% of ticket sales so far are for the Power and Crows matches.
Come from Gawler. I tried to do it online yesterday to get the train. Than the tram.
We want to get 5 tickets for our family, big Italian family, and we want to make sure everyone's there to witness us hopefully get a good win.
Gather Round kicks off on April 4 when the Crows take on Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. Australia's Golden Girls. After the break, the local stars who've been singled out by Hollywood at this year's Golden Globes. Also ahead, a special send-off for one of SA's last World War II prisoners of war survivors. The force is strong. What hopeful South Australian police cadets need to know. Prince Harry made to pay in a bitter court feud. And the surprise health benefits linked to a controversial weight loss drug.
What happens when 2 of the Bash's scariest speed demons collide? It's a brilliant ball! Don't blink. This is a shootout of epic proportions. Sends him packing. Sydney versus Brisbane in the Big Bash. Tonight on 7.
Shut up and take my money.
When the going gets tough, the tough get Spitwater. Spitwater pressure cleaners, Jetfire space heaters and Vacstorm floor care. Aussie owned, built tough and ready since 1982. Supporting communities through floods, droughts and fires, ensuring our mines, farms, factories and workshops keep on delivering the goods. With the largest range, toughest products and local support, Spitwater is your solution for any job, big or small. When failure isn't an option, it's got to be Spitwater, Jetfire and Vacstorm. Spitwater.com.au.
Get a Mitsubishi Heavy Industries wall split from Mannix at Adelaide's best prices. They're highly awarded, super efficient, a top quality choice for your home. Buy now and get up to a $250 cash bonus.
Would you put your home in the hands of someone interstate or overseas? Neither would we. Our security monitoring is right here in SA. Trust the only locally owned and operated monitoring centre. Clark Security. Trust a local.
Christmas is almost here, and that means the Allington's big Christmas catalogue.
Hurry in for the latest country clothing, western wear and gift wear from all the big brands.
I could do with a new pair of boots and a jacket. Visit allingtons.com.au.
Is your difficult block holding your family outdoor living back? At Adelaide Retaining Walls, we work with you to maximise your usable space.
Whether it's a new build, extra space or a lifestyle-changing renovation, we work with you to visualise and install your dream design.
Adelaide Retaining Walls are experts for a range of projects, from value-adding renovations to huge designs with major building companies.
Call now to speak with our team of experts.
Adelaide Retaining Walls, creative solutions that stand the test of time.
Hey, boss, I'll get you out. Here, Red Bull. It gives you wings. Wings, you muppet.
Buying new furniture is exciting. However, disposing of your old furniture can be time-consuming, frustrating and expensive. For a limited time, Wohlers will take away your old furniture for free when delivering your new Wohlers furniture. Lounges, recliners, timber furniture, mattresses, and even outdoor. Take advantage of Wohlers' best price promise and let us take away your old furniture for free at Wohlers.
If you worked in noisy industries like these without ear protection, you may have workplace hearing loss. Industrial Hearing Services have helped many individuals with industrial deafness to receive thousands of dollars in compensation. Retired, still working, it may not matter. The government recognises that hearing issues have not always been fully understood and have made provisions for all individuals employed in tough industries that helped build Australia. Call the number on the screen to check your eligibility.
South Aussie World War II veteran Keith Chook Fowler has been farewelled at Centennial Park. The veteran digger, who survived 3.5 years on the notorious Thai-Burma Railway, died at the age of 103. His grandson says he wouldn't shy away from sharing his experience.
He said this to me: if someone wants to hear about my experiences in war or how I learnt to deal with them because they think it will do some good, then I owe it to those that didn't return from war to do it.
The last post was played and Chook's coffin was draped in the emblem of his machine gun battalion. The water supply at Kilburn is still offline as crews work to repair a burst main. It ruptured under Churchill Road around 7:30 last night near the shopping centre. Traffic restrictions remain in place and SA Water hopes to have the works finished by early evening. An SA Police recruitment drive is making inroads with double the number of cadets graduating in the past year. But the force is still more than 170 officers short of its target amid a worrying spike in crime. Andrea Nicholas has more.
The Police Minister says recruitment has hit a 5-year high with 230 cadets due to graduate this year. 23 will become probationary constables tomorrow in a ceremony at Fort Largs Academy.
And that is a doubling of the sworn cadets from last year.
But it's a drop in the ocean compared to what's needed. SA Police is currently 170 officers short of its target of almost 4,500 officers.
Our attrition rate is probably the highest it's been for a while.
The Acting Deputy Commissioner admits the shortage of officers could be contributing to a worrying spike in crime. In the past year, assault police offences have soared by 36%, shop thefts up 30%, and there's been a 77% spike in blackmail and extortion.
I think it contributes to it. I think there's a variety of causes. We could look at cost of living.
SA Police is determined to recruit 900 extra officers by 2026, doubling recruitment courses and offering school-based pathways, and banking on experienced officers to move here from overseas.
To recruit up to 200 experienced police.
We were well behind other jurisdictions. We know that Western Australia some 12 months ago had an incentive and marketing campaign.
The Liberal leader says to be competitive we should cover relocation costs and consider paying HECS debts.
3 Aussies are in the running for the Golden Globes as Hollywood's award season approaches. And as US Bureau Chief David Woiwod reports, 2 of the biggest films of the year are about to go head-to-head once again.
The big screen battle between Barbie and Oppenheimer has officially spilled into awards season, with each film snagging nominations in 7 categories.
I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies.
Including, of course, our very own Margot Robbie as Barbie. She's up for Best Actress in a musical or comedy. The former Neighbours star also produced the film, which all up received 9 nods and has now grossed more than $2 billion at the box office.
This is the real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me. Sarah Snook has been recognised for her role as the scheming Shiv Roy in the hugely popular Succession.
Hello. You're gonna be okay.
And I'm sorry, is he dead?
The series also one of the top nominated productions across the board, with three of Snook's co-stars battling it out for Best Actor in a Drama.
There's no part of you that could just be like, hey, let's reschedule and move this because, their dad just died.
Australia's Elizabeth Debicki took out one of the Crown's 4 nominations for her acclaimed portrayal of Princess Diana, a series that's recently caught in controversy for its blurring of fact and fiction in the British royal family. The nominations mark a return for the Golden Globes after a writers' strike and a representation scandal in the Hollywood Foreign Press Association forced the cancellation of the awards in 2022. But they're back and it's Australians leading the charge.
And don't we love it? Well, time for a look ahead of sport now with Josh Money. Josh, some vindication for Crows midfielder Matt Crouch.
Yeah, amazing to think that he played just the one game up until round 19 this year. And many thought that his time at West Lakes was up. We'll hear about how he maintained belief that he was still an AFL player. And we catch up with Aussie Vice-Captain Steve Smith, who opens up on his future ahead of the first test against Pakistan in Perth. That's all coming up in Sport L, including some big news on Chelsea Randall too.
Oh, looking forward to that. We'll check in again soon. Thank you, Josh. Well, Shane Warne's legacy will continue to live on at the MCG this summer. Those details are coming up next on 7's Afternoon News. Also, how much Prince Harry will have to pay after losing a legal battle. The so-called super drug helping with weight loss and protecting against a deadly disease. And Melbourne's fog nightmare, a 30-car pile-up and dozens of flights cancelled.
These green thumbs catch the crooks red-handed.
Alec, is it broken? No! Then you can stay there till the police arrive.
Rosemary and Thyme, tonight 7:30.
A drive that's on an entirely new level, so you can get more out of every moment. All hybrid Mazda CX-60. Elevate your world.
At Fulham Funerals, we've been caring for South Australian families for over 35 years.
We oversee everything from traditional funerals, celebrations of life, even the smallest funerals.
And we cater for all religions and beliefs.
Have our family care for your family.
There are things you want to catch and things you don't. Like germs. Stay protected and play on. Bat, ball, Dettol.
Introducing Microtouch Titanium Head Shaver. The faster, easier, safer way to shave your head.
The evolution of head shaving.
OMG.
It adjusts to the shape of the head.
It's smooth, it's fast, it's perfect.
With 5 independent floating heads that conform to every surface and curve, even those hard-to-reach places. With 5 times the coverage area of a razor for a faster, effortless shave as close as a blade and a difference you can feel.
It's awesome. Best shaver I've used in my entire life of shaving my head.
It gets a lot of hair with a few strokes.
I've been a baldy for 20 plus years using razors. My head has never been this smooth before.
5 rotary heads forged from stainless steel and bonded with titanium. Contour independently over the natural curvature of your head for 5 times the coverage and a closer, more comfortable shave with no nicks, cuts or bumps.
It's really, really good for getting behind the ears, the tough spots.
An easy grip design for perfect control. Rechargeable lithium-ion power to shave anywhere, anytime. The ultimate wet-dry shaver with no creams, lotions or soap needed. Hypoallergenic for sensitive skin. Safe to the touch.
Not one cut, not one nick, not only shaving my head, but I was also shaving my face.
5 minutes, whole head, done. It's perfect.
Microtouch Titanium Head Shaver. The faster, easier and safer way to shave. Call Global Shop Direct or go online now to get the Microtouch Titanium Head Shaver for the low price on your screen. With 5 flexible heads that adjust to every contour and curve, you'll get a faster, effortless shave with a difference you can feel. The Microtouch Head Shaver provides a close, comfortable shave with no nicks, cuts or bumps. And it comes with Global Shop Direct's 30-day money-back guarantee. Order your Microtouch Titanium Head Shaver from Global Shop Direct today.
Great idea!
Global Shop Direct!
For over 85 years, South Australians have opened their doors to Rest Haven. And we've been opening doors to a better life at home. From personal care to social outings and help with the shopping, you'll welcome the care that Rest Haven brings.
Prince Harry will have to pay nearly $100,000 after losing a legal fight against a British newspaper. The Duke was unsuccessful in arguing that an article about his case to have his security reinstated was an attack on his honesty and integrity. A judge sided with the Mail on Sunday and its defence of honest opinions. The Israeli military says it's intensifying attacks on Hamas strongholds in Khan Yunis, Gaza's second biggest city. Flares and explosions have been spotted from the border as citizens are urged to evacuate the area. Israel has agreed to open another aid crossing into Gaza, which it hopes will double the volume of aid getting through. Russia's opposition leader and Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny is missing. Navalny had been imprisoned in a penal colony since the middle of last year, but allies say his current whereabouts are unknown. A few days ago, Vladimir Putin began his next presidential run, described by a Navalny aide as a 0% coincidence. Shane Warne's family has teamed up with Cricket Australia to offer free heart checks to fans at the Boxing Day Test. His children hope it'll prevent others having to go through the pain of losing a loved one to a heart attack. Nick McCallum's at the MCG.
I'm on the MCG, Shane Warne's famous office, and I'm with his daughter Brooke. Big announcement today, heart checks for the first 4 days of the Boxing Day Test. Just how important is that?
It's so important for everyone to be getting their heart checked, and I think it's a super important thing that we get to do as a family to hopefully help a lot of people, and hopefully not as many people will have to go through as what we have gone through.
What do you think your father would think of this as a legacy?
I think he would think it's absolutely fantastic, and we've done a very good job. When Dad was here, all he wanted to do was help people. He continually went out of his way to help people, and I think for us to be able to continue on his legacy of helping people by setting up such an important test like this that's so quick, it's 4 minutes and it's free and it's so easy for everyone to do and accessible, I think it's really special that we are able to do this for Dad.
What effect do you think it will have?
Well, hopefully it has a really positive effect, and hopefully we're able to save someone's life, even if it's only one life. That'll be incredible.
His legacy is now saving lives. Like, how cool is it going to be when people can go around and say, Shane Warne saved my life, and that's all because of a free heart test.
There's sometimes no second chance, but this test could give you a second chance.
This year it's going to be a whole roller coaster of emotions, but so grateful that we get to do this at the MCG, and it's going to be a very incredible moment.
It's good to talk to you. Thank you very much, Brooke Warne. A remarkable day here, always at Boxing Day, but even more so this year.
Nick McCallum reporting there. Low-lying summer fog has caused 36 hours of chaos on Melbourne roads and also in the air. More than 30 cars were involved in this horror pile-up on the Western Freeway. One person remains in hospital with critical injuries, while another's in a serious condition. The freeway reopened this morning at a reduced speed limit while the airport continued to face delays. Another 28 flights were cancelled this morning following 108 cancellations yesterday. Well, with Christmas Day now under 2 weeks away, the festive spirit is really starting to show across Adelaide homes. Casey joins us now from Bridgewater. Case, you found one of the best displays in the hills.
I have, Elle, and look, we are at the house that is the back-to-back winner for Here in the Hills for the Mix 102.3 Christmas Lights Display Competition. I am joined by its homeowner, Herman Eric. Herman, how long does a display like this take to set up?
Oh, it takes a lot of planning. The driveway took us a week, and the house itself takes about 2 weeks. But the forward planning took probably about 12 months.
And Herman, as a part of the display, you're raising some funds as well.
Yeah, so we're using this as a fundraiser for Food Bank. We did the same last year, and we donate all the winnings to them. And of course, we do it for the community at large.
Love to hear it. Thank you so much, Herman. Now, look, for the most part, the stormy weather has passed. There's even been a few pockets of sunshine around. I'll be back with your forecast coming up shortly. Elle?
Thanks, Casey. We'll check in again soon. We'll have the latest finance news from CommSec coming up after the break. Also ahead, the surprising health benefit linked to a weight loss drug. And the moment a 7-storey apartment building collapses in New York.
At My Living Outdoors, we love what we do.
Let's talk about la 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 love is love. Let's talk about
My Living Outdoors.
Government rebates for solar systems are reducing January 1. To help more Australians maximise their solar rebate, Sunboost, Australia's largest solar company, is open every day until December 31. Last chance for this year's best solar prices, and the clock is ticking.
Final 2023 opportunity to max out your Sunboost 6.6 kilowatt premium solar system with highest efficiency panels, max available rebate and value for a last chance 3691. Secure your maximum rebate by December 31. Call 1300 Sunboost now.
Find the perfect gift this Christmas at Harvey Norman. Shop the latest technology in audio and fitness. Music to their ears. The Sony WFC 700 True Wireless Noise Cancelling Earphones. Only $148. Take your music anywhere with the UE Boom 3 portable speaker. Now $168. Save $200 on the amazing Samsung Galaxy Watch 5. Now just $298. Hit the adventure trail with the Garmin Instinct 2S GPS smartwatch. Save $150. Much more at Harvey Norman now.
Let Solid Gold Diamonds make your Christmas unforgettable. Delight someone you love with handcrafted treasures and glittering baubles that will last a lifetime. Nothing compares to Solid Gold Diamonds.
With 2 motors, 1 petrol and 1 electric, you can drive every day on electric using petrol for longer trips. The MG HS Plus EV, the easy way to EV.
Man sieht einen deutlichen.
Well, now let's check in with Mike on what's coming up at 6.
Thanks, Earl. Tonight we'll show you a new vision of the same gang believed to be responsible for bashing an Adelaide medico. They were up to no good at a different location on the same night. Police are on the trail but need your help. There's got to be a morning after the storm clean-up, and who's still without power, and we'll have the latest on those school closures and why we may face extra charges for using banknotes in future. The grim warning from the Reserve Bank Governor herself. Those stories tonight at 6L.
Beauty. Thank you, Smitho. Well, now let's check finance. And the Aussie market lifted a little today. Here's Laura Bezarati from CommSec.
Good afternoon. Well, the Aussie market certainly did rise today. We did start the session quite flat, but over the afternoon we managed to pick up and see our 3rd straight session of gains, with the market lifting by roughly 0.5%, and that means we're hovering around 3-month highs. Across the sectors, all but one lifted. We only saw the mining sector edging slightly lower, and this is partly because lithium stocks were under quite a bit of pressure on the back of weaker demand and slumping lithium prices. We saw Liontown shares among the worst performers today. On the other end, though, tech stocks outperformed, up by more than 2% as a group, helped by gains in Xero and WiseTech. Financials did well, with most major banks ending higher. Healthcare posting sizable gains as well, boosted by shares of CSL. And Telix Pharmaceuticals also rose within that healthcare space, up by over 4% to be today's best performer after making progress on its cancer imaging study. Finally, the Aussie dollar is firmer, currently buying just under 66 US cents at 65.9.
Thank you, Laura. There are concerns residents may be trapped under rubble after a building partially collapsed in New York. Bystanders were seen running for their lives as the corner of a 7-storey apartment gave way in the Bronx. Firefighters are continuing to scan the rubble, but there's been no sign so far that anybody is trapped. The building, which is nearly a century old, had been undergoing repairs. A common diabetes medication is being heralded as a wonder drug. Researchers have discovered Ozempic, which shot to popularity due to its weight loss properties, also protects the heart and kidney. Jade Vincent explains.
Melbourne researchers have discovered diabetes drugs like Ozempic and Trulicity, typically used to lower blood sugar levels and promote weight loss, have added superpowers and could prevent patients from suffering some of the most life-threatening complications of the disease.
Particularly, we noticed that there was a reduction in heart disease and also a reduction in the leaking of protein, which is a feature of kidney disease.
Kidney disease occurs in up to 40% of people with diabetes. During this decade-long study, the team at Monash University uncovered how these drugs reduce inflammation in the body, revealing they could extend their use beyond diabetes and obesity, but they have the potential to treat other forms of kidney disease, while also aiding the prevention of cardiovascular events.
It means that if they're using these GLP-1 receptor analogues, they might find that this is protective for the kidney and the heart long term.
Now that scientists have identified that these drugs reduce inflammation in the kidneys and the blood, they need to determine exactly how and why this happens so they can create new and more powerful drugs.
Well, time for sport now, Josh. It looks like Matt Crouch is back in the Crows' best 22.
Yeah, he's certainly hoping so. A really tough year, but after a strong half to the end of the season, certainly he is looking to have his spot back in the side. Also coming up, some big news for Chelsea Randall and the Crows women. And while the 36's best player isn't going anywhere.
Will you marry me first?
Yes. You're invited. Look who's getting married. To the wedding event of the decade.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world, aren't I?
Yes.
You're supposed to say I'm lucky too.
When is the wedding? I don't know yet.
I feel like Paris needs a little pushing sometimes.
This is like my wedding too.
I have no guest list, no venue, but at least I'm gonna look good. The new series, Kiss the Bride. Paris in Love. Tonight, 8:30 on 7 Bravo and 7+.
Celebrate Christmas in style with Gazman. Enjoy 25% off all new season shirts and 25% off all summer shorts. Find the perfect gift for him this season at Gazman.
You know that diamond bracelet you were going to pass down to your daughter? Use it for her education and buy her the tattoo she really wants. Adelaide Exchange Jewellers, always paying cash for jewellery, coins and precious metals.
Adelaide Exchange Jewellers, where gold is sold.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. My hose is lightweight. Oh, no. My hose will not kink. Come on. And my hose is anti-leak. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new Pocket Hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow to a full-size 3/4-inch hose. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking and squeezing that water out until it's practically bone dry. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament jacket, the same technology used in forest fire hoses because it's light and tough, nearly impossible to tear or snag. And the redesigned connector protector with flexible collar helps stop leaks at the spigot. But my favorite part of our new hose build, the oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Easy on and off, even with gloves. Perfect for power washing cars and trucks, ready to go anywhere, even your pocket. With more than 100 patents worldwide, it's the best pocket hose in the world.
Call Global Shop Direct or go online now to get the Pocket Hose Copper Bullet starting from the low price on your screen. This incredible expanding hose is available in a 7.5, 15 or 30 metre length. But wait, order now and you'll also get a bonus Turbo Shot spray nozzle. Perfect for delicate flowers to power washing your walkway. And you'll get a 30-day money-back guarantee and a 3-year warranty, because we're so confident that the Pocket Hose Copper Bullet will be the most durable and impressive hose you've ever used. Don't miss this fantastic offer. Get the Pocket Hose Copper Bullet in the length that's right for you, plus the bonus Turbo Shot spray nozzle and a 3-year warranty. Order yours from Global Shop Direct today.
Great idea!
Global Shop Direct!
Just let it all out to find the feeling.
Hello again. Crows midfielder Matt Crouch says he feels vindicated after earning a 2-year contract extension at West Lakes. The former club champion admits he was frustrated playing just the one senior game before round 19 this year.
I think you can't lose that confidence because you just need that to be able to play well. So, yeah, in that sense, I did a little bit, so it was good to get back and play some good footy late in the year.
The Crows were wary of playing Crouch in the same midfield as star on-baller Rory Laird, a myth the 28-year-old hopes has now been busted.
It's probably a question for the coaching staff, but I felt like it did work well late in the season. That'll sort of take care of itself as this season progresses.
Crouch talks about how the saga has impacted his relationship with coach Matthew Nicks in our main bulletin at 6. Well, the Crows and Power won't have to travel this pre-season with their 2 fixtures now confirmed. They'll play a pre-season twilight showdown at Alberton in late February before Port plays again at their spiritual home against Fremantle. Adelaide's other game is against West Coast on Saturday, March the 2nd. And after serving as Crows AFLW captain for all 8 seasons, Chelsea Randall has announced she'll be stepping down from the role. Randall co-captained the club to 2 flags alongside Erin Phillips before a third on her own last year. The 32-year-old's decision comes a week after signing a 2-year contract extension. Let's go to cricket, and by his own lofty standards, Steve Smith had a modest Ashes series and one-day World Cup. But he's confident a big score beckons in the first test against Pakistan. Reporter Anna Hay is in Perth.
Good afternoon. Well, the countdown is on to the first test against Pakistan here in Perth, starting on Thursday. Australian Vice-Captain Steve Smith says he's feeling refreshed after a short break following their World Cup triumph in India and is ready for the next challenge.
I feel like I'm in a good place. I think the boys feel like they're in a good place and keen to get out and play some red ball cricket again. For me, it's not overthinking it, not overplaying too much, not changing too much, just going out and trusting what I do.
The match will be Smith's 103rd test. The 34-year-old says he's focused on the task at hand and he's not thinking about his future beyond this summer.
While I'm enjoying it, I'll keep playing. I'm not in any hurry to make any decisions or anything, so I'm pretty relaxed and looking forward to this summer.
The Aussies held their main training session this morning at Optus Stadium. There's just 48 hours to go.
Daniel Hughes was the difference for the Sixers against the Hurricanes in the BBL last night. The Sydney Siders were sensational in the field in Launceston, restricting Hobart to 8 for 134. A 152 km/h thunderbolt sent Hurricanes strike weapon Riley Meredith off with a side strain. After being overlooked in the first game, Hughes' unbeaten 60 guided the Sixers to a 6-wicket win.
Those small little totals can be tricky, but there's only ever 7.5 and over, so it was just no panic, just hit the gaps. There's some strange pockets out there, so just hit the gaps and rung hard, and then the boundaries will come.
Tonight, the Sydney Thunder start their tournament hosting Brisbane in Canberra. It's all live on 7. In basketball, after a tumultuous week, 36ers star DJ Vasiljevic has received a $1,000 fine for comments made about officials. The early season recruit has been a shining light for the Sixers and says he wants to stay in Adelaide next season, despite the team sitting rock bottom.
I do. Obviously, I'm just going to see how it plays out, and then whatever happens, happens. But as I said, my main focus is right now, helping Scotty and the lads get some wins.
It doesn't get any easier. Adelaide travels to face league leaders Melbourne United on Saturday. Well, at 42, Opal's legend Lauren Jackson is officially in contention for her 5th Olympics next year. Having successfully returned from a serious Achilles injury with the Southside Flyers in the WNBL, Jackson is named in Australia's extended 20-player squad for the Paris qualifiers in Brazil early next year. The squad will be trimmed to 12 before the tournament in February. Well, pop star Cody Simpson is flying towards an swimming Olympic debut after winning the 100 butterfly at the Queensland Championships last night. The first lead up to the event trials in Paris 2024. Shayna Jack defeated Kate Campbell in the 100 freestyle. A World Championships debutante this year, Kai Taylor won the men's 100, trying to emulate his mum Hayley Lewis, a dual Olympic medalist. Superstar Emma McKeon pulled out of the meet with a minor muscle tear in her arm. Well, Alex de Minaur has joined Ash Barty, Sam Stosur and Dylan Orcott as multiple winners of the Newcombe Medal. In Monaco, prepping for next month's Australian Open, de Minaur accepted the award via video call.
A dream of mine, and I'm glad that I was able to achieve it, but saying that, I think this is just the beginning.
Now on the cusp of the top 10, Treloar had the best season of his career in 2023, winning in Mexico and leading Australia to the Davis Cup final. That's all in sport. An end of an era for Chelsea Roundhill, but what a spell she's had, and still plenty left, I'm sure.
She's an absolute legend at the Crows, but yes, good for her. Another chapter for her. Thank you, Josh. We have a few more gloomy days ahead before the summer sunshine returns for us. Casey will join us after the break with your forecast.
This is not just any team. No, they're more than that. This is the greatest test team of our generation. This one's big. It's our last chance to see them. The last time they play together is here on home soil. When will we ever see the likes of this again? This summer, do whatever it takes. You gotta watch it. Because this is not just their story. It's ours. Let's do it.
Australia versus Pakistan. The first test starts Thursday, live and free on 7.
Cheryl Long is an APIA customer consultant. Our consultants are one of the reasons we've been awarded CanStar's Most Satisfied Customers 2023. Chat with APIA on 13 50 50 today.
The City Premier Qantas card. Plan your holiday sooner with 70,000 bonus Qantas points. That's 70,000 reasons to apply. There's way more to a City card. The City Premier Qantas card. Apply now.
Government rebates for solar systems are reducing January 1. To help more Australians maximise their solar rebate, Sunboost, Australia's largest solar company, is open every day until December 31. Last chance for this year's best solar prices, and the clock is ticking.
Final 2023 opportunity to max out your Sunboost 6.6 kilowatt premium solar system with highest efficiency panels, max available rebate and value for a last chance 3691. Secure your maximum rebate by December 31. Call 1300 Sunboost now.
Beat the heat this summer and get into the Fan and Light Shop now. We have one of Adelaide's largest ranges of indoor-outdoor ceiling fans and lighting with free delivery. And with our massive new Myland location coming soon, we'll be even harder to beat. Shop in store, on our website, or give us a call. But hurry in case someone beats you to it.
At Movability Australia, we have your lifestyle and mobility needs covered. From adjustable beds to lift and recline chairs, to mobility scooters, walkers and wheelchairs, plus a full range of mobility aids. With over 12 years experience, come and see the friendly staff at Movability Australia.
What happens to all the grease and grime on your dishes? It can build up inside your dishwasher. Add Finish In-Wash Dishwasher Cleaner to your washer to clean your dishwasher while your machine cleans your dishes. Try Finish today.
Give cheaper at Cheapest Tips. 43-inch 12-hung TV, only $2.99. Save $200. Tons into a sale on now with 30% off all pools. 25-litre potty mix, 3 for $14. Cheap every day. And RoboVac with mop, $249.97. So give cheaper this Christmas with Cheapest Tips.
It's the world's #1 game.
I know how to win.
With the brightest brains.
Think you can take me on? Come on.
There can only be one best ever.
Play along and see if you can beat the best. The Chase. Weekdays at 5.
This weather report brought to you by Haven Outdoor Blinds, exclusive to Country.
7 News doesn't just bring you the news. This is where news breaks.
Still in his capsule when he was found.
Taking you live.
Major crime detectives descended on the property.
The path of destruction across Adelaide.
We strive to ensure you know the complete story.
Know the news with 7 News.
Good afternoon, Dorian Tasato from the Pet Barn Traffic Centre. Blackout is affecting traffic lights in the following areas, including Trott Park on Majors Road near Lonsdale Road, also Seaford on Commercial Road near Seaford Road, burst water main in Kilburn on Churchill Road. Speeds are at 25 and one lane is closed, affecting outbound. Need your pet's favourites pronto? Pet Barn has you covered with 2-hour delivery guaranteed. That should keep them happy. Order all your pet's favourites at petbarn.com.au today. T's and C's apply. That's the latest Adelaide traffic. Back to you, Elle.
Thank you, Dorian. Time for the weather now with Casey, who joins us again from a festive display in the hills. Case, we've got some kinder conditions for viewing Christmas lights on the way.
Elle, finally, after days of storms and relentless rain, we have seen a few pockets of sunshine around the place this afternoon. The storm's starting to clear up. Now, while sunshine isn't great for checking out Christmas lights displayed during the day, calm conditions at night time are. And we are at the house crowned the best dressed for Mix 102.3's Christmas lights competition here in the hills, and it's on Onkaparinga Road in Bridgewater. The prouder homeowner has spent weeks setting up this bright display for families to come and check out. Now, down in the city today, we reached a top of 25 degrees following a low of 18. We did still see a few lingering showers and thunderstorms throughout the day, though. Right now, it's still around that 25-degree mark. Elsewhere, pretty warm around most capitals, 32 in Melbourne and 33 degrees over in Perth. On the charts, we've still got a broad trough of low pressure out in the Bight, connected to a trough, and that's keeping conditions a bit on the damp side. Then we've got a high pressure ridge to develop later in the week, and that'll see temperatures get a little cooler in coming days. Around the state tomorrow, mostly sunny about our northern areas. For Port Augusta, becoming windy with a top of 28. Windy and 28 also for Port Pirie. A warm and windy day over in Renmark, reaching 33. Looking at some isolated showers again tomorrow around the agricultural area. Possible shower and 27 for Murray Bridge. Shower or two and 24 for Victor Harbour. 28 for Narracourt and Mount Gambier. Right now, though, there is still some storms firing up in parts of the southeast, and that has led to a warning for damaging winds there. Strong winds are forecast about the following areas tomorrow, and for the Riverland, hot and windy conditions has triggered an extreme fire danger rating for tomorrow. As for the city, down to 17, then a top of 25. Could still be in for a lingering shower or two, but Elle, keep an eye out on the weekend. There is some warmth and sunshine to come.
I definitely will be. Thank you, Casey. And that's all from 7 Adelaide's afternoon news team. Thanks for your company. Mike Smithson will have all the day's top stories for you in 7 News at 6. Bye for now.
I've always wanted to do music. My mum used to be an amateur opera singer. Mum will be proud that I'm actually auditioning today. I'm going to play Better Be Home Soon by Crowded House.
Oh, I love it.
Mum and I actually saw Crowded House a few years before she passed. And I guess one day I'll be coming back home to her.
Oh.
That's why I tell you, you better be home soon.
That's probably one of the most heartfelt performances I've seen, because you're singing it to somebody you love, and that's how I felt about my mum.
There are singers, then there are idols.
Australian Idol starts Monday, January.